What's going on? It's your boy SB. All right, so when I came across this story, as soon as I read it and got the information, I was like, yo, this is crazy. This story is something that I literally was concerned about for myself for doing delivery. So this was not a Amazon delivery driver. This was a FedEx delivery driver. So this story actually took place in January. The way that I came across this story is because I'm always looking for delivery stories, Amazon stories. And this one popped up for this month, like just a week ago. But it popped up because they actually raised the charges against the people who went to jail. So basically what happened, the FedEx delivery driver went to go deliver the package. And when he made it back to his van, he seen basically the owners of that property follow them, one of the guys follow him in the truck, and then he looks up and the other one, which was the person's dad, was in front of him with a gun. And then they ended up shooting at him. I think it was like 3 times or something. We're going to go over the story. And at first, they weren't even charged with like attempted murder and none of that stuff. Even though they were shooting at him, he was trying to leave. The kid had a FedEx uniform on. But, and this is something that I left out on the pros and cons. This is definitely a con. And this is something that does happen on the Amazon side. He was in a van that was not branded. It was like a rental van. And basically, this was a black dude. And the people who shot him were white dudes. So they were saying they definitely believe it was racially motivated. Now, the reason why I said I had to do a story on this is something, I'm not going to lie, that concerned me out here in Arizona. When I first started this job, there was times where I came across people, I think I mentioned in a few of the delivery videos, where I've went on people's property that didn't look like me, and they kind of tripped until they realized, oh, this is a delivery guy. And there was times where even they knew it was a delivery dude, they still tripped. You may be like, what do you mean tripped? Like if I walk up just kind of and surprise them, you can see anger on their face. Like, what are you doing on my, oh, okay. Like, you know what I mean? So, and literally one of the days when I went to my delivery station and they tried to give me, and this was when I was just kind of starting off on my own, they tried to give me one of these vans with no Amazon written anywhere on the van. It's a moving van. Hurts. I told my dispatch, he was like, oh, we're going to give you a rental for today. I said, okay, what's rental? You know, I'm like, okay, maybe just be an upgrade. He's like, oh, yeah, it's that one over there. I remember I had the keys. I was like, that's not going to work. Here you go. This is not going to work. He's like, well, what do you mean? And I explained to him, I said, hey, you see me? Like, you see me, bro? I literally was like, listen, I do not feel comfortable going onto people's property in a rental van sitting in the front. And he still was sitting there like, what you mean? Then I had to just be blunt. Look, bro, I'm 6'3", I'm black. You feel me? 230 pounds. I don't feel comfortable with a moving van in the front of somebody's house and me creeping up, you feel me? Delivering packages on their front door. And literally, this was the reason why. And it wasn't just for no reason. I've had different altercations when I've gone on to certain people's properties. So let's get into this story because it's pretty crazy. Then I'm going to give my opinion at the end. And then I'll let you know the time where I realized like, yo, this looks bad. But let's get into the story first. All right, so first off, this took place in Mississippi. Let's read it. It says, on the night of the incident around 7 p.m. This is one of the reasons I do not deliver at night. This is one of the reasons I am not doing no rescues. It's not just because I don't want to do the extra work or I don't want to help people out. I am a homeowner. I'm going to give you a story at the end once we go over this. What just happened to me yesterday? I pressed somebody who came on my property yesterday because it looked iffy. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But this is one of the reasons why I don't like being out at night. Besides the fact that I really can't see the addresses and all that stuff, that is a safety issue when you're going on the private property at night. Well, why is that a safety issue? Because especially out here in Arizona, 90% of these houses dark as ever. Like I can't even see myself going up to their doors. So we're going to talk about it. All right. So, but this is one of the reasons I don't like delivering at night. So this happened at night around 7 p.m. The deliverer, he was only 24 years old, while delivering a package at a home in a Mississippi neighborhood as he returned to his delivery truck marked in Hertz branding. To drive away, he sees a white pickup truck driven by one of the owners from the house, and it approached his delivery truck. The driver grew suspicious and tried to drive away and out of the neighborhood. The other guy in the case standing in the middle of the street with a gun pointed towards him, telling him to stop. But the delivery driver continued driving. The guy who had the gun fired several gunshots into the delivery truck. Then the delivery driver says, I was acting completely off instinct. I had no awareness of what was going on. My body started moving by itself. Everything is wrong in this situation. First off, why did these two dudes go chase somebody down who was already off their property? One of them followed him in a truck. The other one stood in front of him while he was in the delivery van trying to continue to do his job. He stood in front of him with a gun talking about halt, don't move, stop. Like, can you imagine that? No, you can't imagine that because you don't work delivery. I've been in a situation like this, not where they followed me out, you know what I mean? But when I don't know what this neighborhood looks like, but it just being dark, somebody standing in front of you with a gun, and it's just a street. You ain't got nowhere to go. Now, if all this happened on the property, I would be more balanced. I would be more so in the middle of the situation because, like I said, I'm going to have a story at the end of this video where I got on somebody's head who came on my property just yesterday. And this was broad daylight. You have to be careful when you're going on people's property. So if he would have delivered this package and let's say they would have came through the backyard because they heard the noise and, and the dude pulled out a gun, I wouldn't think there was another motive like, oh, well, they don't like him because of the color of his skin. But when you follow somebody off your property and then when they're off your property, they're leaving your property and you stand in front of them with a gun talking about halt. The mindset, the audacity, this is crazy. And then shot inside the van. So the reason why they did an updated thing on this is because at first they weren't even charged with attempted murder. Imagine you being in a van, you just doing your job. All of a sudden you getting chased by trucks and somebody standing in front of you with a gun and all you're doing is doing your job. So then they go on to say, the delivery driver says he didn't realize the intensity of the situation until the following day. It says maybe a day or two later when they tried to put me back on that route. I was like, I couldn't do it because I started feeling overwhelmed with it, almost like a panic attack or anxiety. That's when it started hitting me. But I do think about it on a daily basis now. It says, although the 24-year-old is still employed by FedEx, he says the company was not much help during this time of crisis. Of course not. They tried to put him back on the same route 2 days later. Listen, you feel me? I don't know about y'all, but if this was me, let's put ourselves in different shoes here. If this was me, I wish you would fix your lips. If I even seen your lips getting ready to say, you feel me? Like if your lips, if they even go in the shape of you on that same route, you feel me? I don't know my reaction. You know what I mean? I'm a civilized human being. I don't just act with violence, but how would you respond to that? You feel me? I don't know how I would respond to that. First of all, why is he not on paid leave? Why is he not getting 2 weeks off to deal with, I don't know, just being shot at as if this dude was in war in Ukraine right now? He just got shot at doing your job, delivering your packages. You had him in an unmarked van, and then you send him out 2 days later to do the same thing. They probably put him in the same van, bullet holes still there. I bet you they didn't fix it. Probably still got bullet holes in the van. That deserves time off. Where's his counseling at? It just don't make no sense. Can you imagine being the father of this kid? First of all, your son coming home telling you, oh, I just got shot on my route today. And then 2 days later, where you going? You going to work? First of all, you don't even work there no more. You feel me? But then imagine you still let him work there. And then he comes back talking about, oh man, hey dad, they try to put me on the same route. I'm sure that any father in their right mind, it would be an issue. So this is one of the reasons. This is another reason why my whole goal of financial freedom, different streams of income, because I'm just going to be personally, these companies, in my opinion, they don't care about you. You feel me? When you out delivering, they don't care. First of all, why do you have somebody in an unmarked van delivering packages? That don't sound safe at all. I don't know. My trust in just companies in general has always been low. So that's one reason too why I strive and try to get to financial freedom. So after he says that the company was not much help during this time of crisis, that's insane. It says the only time they started taking me serious about it is once we started getting all types of media coverage and doing interviews with news stations. You remember how I said Amazon is moved by public opinion? Remember how I said that's why I know a raise was going to come is because the public pressure. First of all, FedEx. That's sad and disgusting that it took somebody going to the news outlets for you to care about them almost getting murdered on your time. To me, that even shows how much more ungenuine it is. Oh, now you care once we start going to the news outlets? See, that's one reason why I like YouTube as well. YouTube is a powerful tool. And this is one of the reasons. This is one of the reasons why I didn't go to the news outlet when they wanted to do an interview with me, because I know the power behind it. But this is a way that you can use it for good. So all of a sudden, once he started to go to the news outlets, oh, are you okay? Now they care about him. So the driver said his employer's reactions to the shooting. He said they offered me 2 weeks off without pay. Woo! Mississippi! M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. That's how I learned how to spell that in middle school. I mean, in elementary, whatever that was. The audacity! They said, all right, we'll give you 2 weeks off to help deal with your trauma, sir. Oh, man, thanks, because, I just, I'm dealing with stress and flashbacks. You don't know what it's like to have see somebody in front of you with a gun in the middle of the night, thinking this could be your last breath, and then they're shooting in the car. Thank you so much, FedEx, for just caring about my feelings there. Hold on, sir. Just one last thing, sir. Just one last thing. It's gonna be without pay. What? Why is this not on CBN? Maybe it was, but I doubt it. I ain't see this on why is this on Atlanta Black Star? First of all, hold up, I had to turn the mic around. What is Atlanta Black Star, first of all? I've never heard of this in my life. Why was this not blasted all over the news? Let this be Amazon where this would have happened. This would have been on every news station, posters in New York, you feel me, Times Square building, you feel me, Hollywood Boulevard posters. It would have been all over the place. Why did I hear about this on Atlanta Black Star News Channel in Mississippi? So first off, what do y'all think about that situation? That is crazy. All my delivery drivers out there, please be safe. Because in this story, they're definitely saying that it's race motivated. I think it can be. I personally, I have dealt not with that, but I have been in situations where it could have escalated like that. Trust me, I wish everybody was in dreams and motivation, love, peace, and joy. But in reality, it ain't always like that. In reality, there's still a lot of people who would hate somebody like me just because of the color of my skin. That's a fact. I've dealt with that. This also, there has to be a concern. There has to be more emphasis on people being careful on people's property. Listen, I scared me. You feel me? Like right around that time, that 7 p.m. is dark out here. There's been plenty of times. I remember the first time where I was like, oh, this is a problem. This don't look right. I remember it was nighttime. I had an Amazon van, but I remember I was delivering. Their whole front yard, super dark. The whole street, I'm saying in Arizona, we have light pollution. The whole street is dark, but this front yard, completely dark. Of course, lights on the inside and all that stuff. So as I'm walking up to the house at nighttime, at this point, we weren't given flashlights. So I had my cell phone light. I have my cell phone light in front of me. So I'm walking up to the house completely dark, boxes in hand like this. I walk past the car and I look at the reflection till I was like, oh, you feel me? This don't look right. I said that to me about me. Why did I say that? Because I'm walking on private property with a flashlight creeping through the dark. Yes, I'm black, 6'3", 230 pounds. Listen, if I seen myself creeping on my property at 7 p.m. dark with a flashlight up to my doorway, my first response is not going to be, hey, the Amazon delivery guy's here. No, I'm finna be like, what in the straight out of Compton is going on in my front yard? To my delivery drivers, make sure you park me. I park right in front of the house. I try to be as visible as possible. And I don't want to put myself in a position for somebody to react like that. Anyways, I know that was a long rant, but this story kind of hit home because I did think of this situation with me working on the Amazon delivery side. I've come across racial tension going on to people's property. This is not something made up. This is a fact. And listen, what you don't do, delivery drivers, don't be out there trying to be smart on people's property, because if something does take place, it's your word or it's their word. and you own their property. Anyway, this is your boy SB. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to hit that notification bell. Yes, I'm also an artist. This is my song called Whoa, off on a project called Motivated. Link will be in the description if you want to support. It's on iTunes, on Spotify, all that good stuff. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Let's go.
Look, they say I couldn't do it, but I did. Turn stacks to a crib. Yeah, going up, going in. Let them sleep, bedtime, tuck them in.